y'all. What the business is, it's your girl S.Nova, the Universal Donor. And I'd like to welcome you back to Stiletto Empress Tarot Oracle, S.E.T.ORACLE. Welcome to the set, wet set, full set, all 10 nails, son. And I thank you so much for visiting. Once again, that is at S.E.T.Oracle 99. Thank you so much for your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. I am so glad that you guys are with me. Tell a friend to tell a friend so we can all be friends around here, you dig? Please excuse any background noise. There's a little bit of a activity going on, but I don't count that as a distraction. I see it more so as a sign to where some people want to distract you from what you need to do and how you need to do it. So we're going to get right into this. This is a collective read. All reads are timeless. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't trip, potato chip, because you already know you got that dip, you feel me? And let's just get into it. Most High Ancestors, I ask that you grant the collective the serenity to accept the things that they cannot change, the courage to change the things that they can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, all right, we're going to get this popping. We're going to go to the big picture deck first, and then we're going to get on into the details because y'all know how I like to do this. I like to see it from the main objective and then get into the who, what, when, where, and whys of the scenario. So let's see what's going on in the spiritual streets. Yep. All right. Oh, damn. Already. Practitioner, a person actively engaged in an art, discipline, or profession, especially medicine. So somebody was actively doing something. It's somebody's job to actively do something. It's somebody's job to actively possibly be a healer. Now, this can go either way. This could be somebody that is in a positive light or a negative light. Right now, I'm getting somebody that is disciplined in the art of healing. So I don't see this as a bad thing. And when I first started on my journey, the word practitioner was largely associated with somebody that was doing something bad. And they were skilled at doing something bad. But for right now, since it's the only card out, I'm getting somebody that is skilled in the art or profession of being healed or being a healer. So you could possibly be a healer. You could possibly work in a profession where you heal people. It doesn't have to be just medicine. You know, you could be a motivational speaker, you could be a therapist, you could be a coach, you know, something like that. But you are skilled in whatever it is. And there may be somebody else that's skilled in whatever they do as well. I mean, we just got to see what comes out, you feel me? Refugee. Leave quick with few belongings. Travel far to find safety. Temporary shelter, protected via initial laws. Someone forced to flee their home and country due to war, violence, or persecution. All right, so bet. We got our answer. This is somebody that was skilled in causing problems. And when it says especially medicine, I'm thinking health problems. Now, I don't just think physical, I think emotional, mental, you know, because the mental is really all there is. If you're brain dead, nothing else is going. You can breathe in and out and things like that, but nothing else functions if the brain is not completely active. You can keep a body alive. There's a lot of people that can live being brain dead just by actual functions that the body know to do. Breathe, keep air going into the lungs, in and out, keep the heart pumping, you know, that kind of stuff. But whoever this practitioner is, they thought, well, they were, or they thought that they were skilled in what they were doing. It says a person actively engaged in an art. So that means that this person was actively doing whatever they were doing to mess with somebody's medicinal health. Like I said, it could be fear, it could be physical, it could be mental, it could be emotional, it could be spiritual, because all of those are a part of your medicinal makeup. You feel me? There's a way to heal all of that. So whoever this person was, they were actively doing something, and they were very much so skilled in this, and now they gotta run. They gotta run. Where you going? Where is you going? I would like to know. First house. How you present yourself to others, how others see you. Environmental influence, self-awareness, appearance. Aries, Mars. Aries is I am. Mars, courage and ability to take action. Desire, nature, and aggressive drives. They went after something. They concentrated on something. They were concentrating on being seen a certain way. So it's giving me they were pretending. They were pretending to be a certain kind of way, pretending to be skilled, pretending to be a professional. And now people see them for who they are. People are aware of who they are. People see them for exactly who they are, and that's why they run. Because it's like, okay, if you so big and bad, you skilled, you a pro, why are you running? Because now people see you. You can't pull the wool over nobody's eyes no more. Practitioner, refugee. Parents. Ooh. Company that owns, controls, subsidiary organization and or company. And it says bringing forth. Bringing forth. So this practitioner, these parents, this mother and father, because it's parents. So, and when I think of parents, I think like, I hear Nicki Minaj, all these itches is my sons. You feel me? It's somebody that thought that they had rule over others. And now they're having to flee because people are actually seeing who they are. They thought they were so skilled in manipulating people's mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. These parents, they were mother and father to those that could have possibly been younger than them and even or older than them. And now they have to flee because people see who they are. They know, Aries, I am. They know who I am. Packages. Refugee. Packages. These people know what their gifts are. They know that they use their gifts for evil. Now that people know and they're aware, now that they know what these parental figures, and like I said, all these itches is my sons. That doesn't have to mean mother and father. They are being brought to the forefront because people are seeing exactly who they are, and as a practitioner, how they use their gifts. And now they're being forced to flee. Samuel 17:42. Goliath looked David over and saw that he was more than a little boy. What this is giving me is somebody brought awareness to who these people are. Somebody brought awareness to these people's first house. Excuse me. Somebody brought awareness to who these people are, because what these people were doing were trying to misconstrue who somebody else was with environmental influence. They tried to get other people, the people are the packages. They tried to get other people involved in misconstruing who someone else was. A David. And by trying to do that, because they thought they were so skilled at doing that, they ended up exposing themselves. These parental figures. When I see parental figures, all these itches is my sons. I just keep hearing Nicki Minaj. They thought they were being leaders and guides to others. And these packages could even be people. Now they gotta flee from the people, because the people are really seeing who David was. And realizing that these practitioner, aka group, because it's two people. Whoever this couple or team was, they were the Goliath. They thought they were so skilled at what they did, and now they gotta run up out of here real quick because they tried to use these people to mess up somebody else's appearance, and then they ended up seeing who David was and who the Goliath was. And now, due to the fact that everybody knows what it is, they're trying to get up out of here. Audio and video. There's proof. There's proof. There's proof of what this collaboration did. There's definitely proof. And these packages, these people that they sent towards David, they already know who they are. They are aware of who this persons is, and there's proof. There's audio and video. There's proof. There's definitely proof. They can't deny it. And by whoever they thought David was bringing awareness to it, the environmental influence, they caught on to who they really were and how they were using their arts. And they got proof of it, and now they're trying to run. Fourth house. Emotional home, family roots, nurturing mother, foundation, supporting activities, affairs, and end of life. Moon, mother. Express daily purpose. Cancer, I feel. Yeah. Yeah. David put them on blast. David brought awareness to who they were, therefore bringing awareness to the group and the masses about who these people were with video and audio, and now they got to run away from whatever group they thought they had. Because these packages, these people that they didn't treat like they were human, but more so like minions, they know what's up and they feel some type of way. And that was the foundation of this collaboration. That was the foundation of this partnership were these people. And now that they know who they are and who they were attacking, now they got to run, because everybody really knows how they were using their gifts, what they were really doing, because they thought they were so skilled at manipulating. Bicentennial man. Father buys robot which follows family, emotional experience, and creative thought and begins to feel. They discover he is not an ordinary robot. Right under Samuel. Come on now. Samuel, Sam. Yeah. They really tried to play, like they tried to play on whoever this weaker person was and whoever these people were. This collaboration tried to play on these people, to play on another person, but they all ended up discovering that the person that they were going after was not what they said. They were very much so different. There's audio and video. They know that David was a bicentennial man. He wasn't no ordinary. He wasn't going to follow the crowd. That's exactly why they did this. That's exactly why they did this. This mother and father figure and or mother and father figure and or leaders of younger males and females, because they realized, baby, David ain't finna be your robot. They may be younger, they may be smaller, they may not have as much education, they may be a little bit weaker, but they are not going to be your robot. You got more coming to you. Samuel 17:42. Stop playing. Goliath looked David over and saw that he was more than a little boy. Like, people take age as a way to gauge somebody's intelligence. And that's not always right. That's why this group feels some type of way, because they supported them. They were their foundation to whatever they did, and they got proof of it. They got proof of what they got them to engage in. And now that they are aware of what they did, and they are aware of self, and they are aware of their environmental influence, aka emotional home foundation, these leaders, because it's at least two of them, they got to get out of Dodge. And they might be trying to hide behind the law. They might be trying to hide behind the law. But you can't hide from all these people. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's at least 6 people that know what's up. It's at least 6 people that got proof. And they feel some type of way. They feel some type of way about what you were trying to do. You could have the names Bradley, Angela, Paula, John, Robin, William, Sam, Wendy, Warren, Embeth, Oliver, Neil, Haley. Something could have happened in 99. We got family. Family, family. They tried to use somebody's family against them. And the family has proof. The family has proof, the packages of what these people did, but the family also has proof, the packages of who David is. They're not an ordinary robot. They were not going to be a part of whatever these two had going on. And it's being seen. It's being seen. They lied. They lied about who they were. Who they are is now being exposed. I am a liar. I'm not a professional. I'm not disciplined. And now that it is known, they gotta run. They were aggressive in what they did, and now they gotta run. They hated you because he or she loved you. In the same line as the parents. Whoever these people are, it could be parents. It could be somebody's mother and father. They hated you because he or she loved you. And you would not be a robot. You were not ordinary. And these people know it. Because they were sent anonymously to do something to you. And there's proof of it. And when they came towards you, they realized, nah, man, this ain't no ordinary person. It's more to it than meets the eye. And they were not aware of who you are in regards to self. So now they might be trying to get out the way. They might be trying to get out of here too. Ain't that something? You done got all these people involved because somebody loved another, and these people didn't even know who they were going against. They had to realize this wasn't no little fish. This wasn't no little mama. This was big mama right here. They were not ordinary. They were not ordinary. This was somebody that was emotionally inept and creative. And they began to feel, they began to understand, they began to know self. And people saw them beginning to know self. You set them up. Whoever this mother and father is set them up. So now the mother and father or the partnership, they may be trying to get out of Dodge. Whoever these unknown sources is, they may be trying to get out of Dodge because they don't feel safe in their home. They don't feel safe within their group. There's no harmony. People see them. People know who they really are. They were influenced by their environment. Early on, early environmental influence, early on. From the beginning, they've been trying to make you look a certain type of way. But from the beginning, you've been catching on to it. Carousel. They wanted to have you on some round and round scenario. They wanted to have you in some round and round situation. But you were more than a little boy or a little girl. You're not going to play these games with these people. You weren't ordinary. You knew who you were. They couldn't make you be a part of their group or their clique or whatever the hell this was. You weren't going to play these games with these people. They didn't like that. That's why they got all these people to try and come against you. Now they got to run from the people that they got involved, who is 9 times out of 10 their family, their community, and things like that, because they tried to have you involved in something that you were never going to be involved in anyway, because you were already bigger than that. I let the world decide for me. You weren't ordinary. And you brought it to the universe. You let go and you let God. You already knew what was up. And you kept it moving. You weren't the ordinary. You were not the ordinary. Goliath looked David over and saw that he was more than a little boy. So you let it go because you already knew what it was. You wasn't finna go back and forth with these people. So you let go and you let God. Or whatever you may believe in. I don't discriminate against nobody that has different religious beliefs. Wherever your faith lied, that's where you put all of this. Once you saw that this was a round and round and round with these folk, you weren't trying to do this with them. What's on the bottom? Predator versus alien. Yeah. Predator versus alien. Samuel 17:42. You were more than a little boy. Not one's alias of others. Strange. They saw you as something different. A predator can be easily deceived. You get what I'm saying? A ruthless exploiter. An alien is extraterrestrial. There was always more to you, and they could not understand it. That's why they wanted to destroy it. And they did a lot. They did a lot to try and test who you are. They definitely did a lot. And they probably still doing a lot. I found my heaven within. I don't mind sharing with you. See, that's what it was. You didn't need these people. You already knew who you were. You already knew who you were. They were arrogant about it. But there's proof of their arrogance. There's definitely proof of their arrogance. Dreams do come true. Nope. It's a goddamn nightmare for these folk. Whoever this community was, these families, everybody who supported, the foundation of this is definitely a mother in here. It's a freaking nightmare for that heifer. Whatever they took from you will be returned. Now, I will say this. The one thing we cannot get back is time. Because who knows how long this has been going on. But whatever peace, whatever love they took from you, it will come back. You're going to get all that back, baby. Don't trip, potato chip, because you got that dip. Titanic. Whoever these folks are, they're sinking. Whoever these folks are, they're sinking. Because they can't take it. They were lied to. They were lied to in the first place. That's that karma. Game day. Yeah, it's up. It's up. They're sinking. Karma is active. It's active. It is a go. Somebody going to jail. Parole probation officer of the court. Yeah. Somebody going to be put on some type of legal restriction. 12th house. Karma. Samuel 17:42. Goliath looked David over and saw that he was more than a little boy. You messed with the wrong one. Hidden supports and limits. Inner social conflict, creativity, self-expression, growth, expansion. Neptune, spiritual, psychic ability. They had no idea who they was messing with. None. They thought they were going to take you for a spin. Nope. They had no idea who they were messing with. Neptune, where your spiritual vision, your creative imagination, and psychic ability led you beyond materialism, glamour, and illusion, your highest idealism. You were no ordinary robot. You didn't function in this world. You were out of this world. What was that card? Alien versus Predator? The extraterrestrial? Like, come on, man. They were trying to get you on a 3D level. Meanwhile, you were 5D. And that'd be the crazy thing. If you don't have inner understanding, how could you ever defeat anybody who does? You feel me? People be weird about that. And so let's get the details. People be so weird about that. They think just because they have it all on the outside, aka materialism, that they will be able to defeat your mind. Baby, if you dealing with somebody that don't care about none of that, you lost already. Some people can live in peace with nothing but their mental stability intact. And then there's a lot of people out there that they need money, they need attention, they need material items. And if they don't have none of that, they lose their damn mind. Question, did you ever have an understanding of who you were in the first place? AKA, did you understand your mind in the first place? Because if you did, it would be no way in hell or high water that you would fall apart by not having material items if you did not firmly believe that they will return to you whatever it was that you lost. There's a lot of people out here that ain't got no sense. And I mean that. They ain't got no sense. They have no sense of self. They do not know self-worth. They do not believe that they are worth anything if they don't have materials and monetary value. I have seen some of the happiest homeless people, and they have made it through rain, sleet, snow, fire, earthquake, mudslides, still happy as shit. Why is that? Because they believe in themselves mentally and intuitively. Like, seriously. And I know you're probably like, well, they don't really have much. Baby, they don't need much. I done seen some survive for decades. Meanwhile, some people that got it all, they die before they even get to enjoy it. Do you understand what that inner power is, my G? If you don't have it, you will never understand it. It's a foreign language. It's an unknown concept to you. That's why I need to start getting in tune with self. Because there may come a day where that's all you have. And if you collapse on you, baby, if you collapse on your first house, who you are, I am, who am I? I am this, I am that. No, baby, who are you really? You gotta know. And Samuel, I keep reading this. Goliath looked David over and saw that he was more than a little boy. Bicentennial man, they discover he is not an ordinary robot. Y'all just now figuring this out. You don't think David and the Bicentennial man already knew who they were? Intuitively they did, but the way this world is set up, you have to have the external strength. You got to be put in a situation to where you have to fight. You have to fight to know who you are. And they hated you because somebody else saw that in you. They saw the fight in you. Nonetheless, they let the world decide for them, and it was 9 times out of 10 a parental figure or somebody in a higher up place. Somebody that was a leader or a guide. You know, there's another word I'm looking for. What do you call it when you are... Shoot, it's going to come to me. It's like for theater. Understudy. There you go. They were an understudy to somebody. So they let that go on. And this understudy could have thought that they were possibly, this practitioner could have thought that they were possibly going to sway somebody's idea of you with pictures and video. They could have doctored some stuff up. And sent it out via package so people can see you in another light. And that way you would have to get out of here and face hard times. That's exactly what they did. They doctored some stuff up because somebody loved you. And you were not ordinary. And they knew that you were stronger than what you look like. And they couldn't have the rest of the world see that. So they let the world decide for them. They let all these other people decide for them. That's so messed up. They sent out a bunch of fake stuff to alter how you're perceived in this world. But you were stronger than that. You were stronger than that. You weren't the ordinary, but you said, if you want to listen to somebody else, I'll let the world decide for me. If you want to listen to somebody else, whatever, bitch. Whatever. So what we got with this practitioner? Love with roots, not chains. Yeah. 4th house. Family roots. They didn't care about you. They wanted to chain you to a certain idea. They wanted to bind you to a certain look with fakeness. Because they didn't love you. They didn't care. But there was somebody that really did love you. So they had to alter that person's appearance of you to the community. To get you to go away. What's this refugee? Ergophobia. Morbid fear of returning to work. You're not scared. You're not scared to be out. You're not scared to make people see who you are. You're not scared of who you are. You're completely aware of who you are. Your appearance to the world has nothing to do with these people. You're going to stand in your power. I am who I am. I am courageous. I am able to take action. I have drive. I am a survivor. You had to go through survival. And the way other people see you don't have nothing to do with how you see yourself. They wanted you to go into hiding. Not going to happen. What's first house? Rico. Several penalties. Racketeering via enterprise. 35 offenses constitute. Conspiracy. Connecting unrelated crimes. Yeah. They did that. They pretty much pulled up their own spiritual RICO charge by trying to come against you in the background. They were hiding the fact that they had audio and video, which is probably fake, that they sent to multiple people to penalize you, to have you go down for something. This is what I don't understand. If y'all so big and bad and bold, why y'all doing all this in secret? Because I'm not scared of nobody that do stuff behind my back. I'm not scared of nobody to do anything in my face. I have more respect for you if you did it that way. Because real recognize real. And anybody that's willing to come forth towards you to do anything, there's a chance of compromising if you sit down and talk. If they really real like that. These people are weird. They did so much behind your back to get you in trouble, to where you would have to end up leaving out of fear and leave quick. You were to where you'd be forced to go away. You would be forced into hiding, too scared to get out there and do the work that you have been called to do. Because they didn't love you, but they wanted to bind you to a part of they wanted to bind you to an idea that's not you. They wanted to get you in legal trouble. That's what I'm getting. And even if you did get away from these people and do all your work in silence, that's when they took that opportunity. That's exactly when they took that opportunity to involve you in some conspiracies and a whole bunch of stuff, hoping that you would get in trouble. These people are disgusting, bro. What's parents? So smart, you stupid. And it came out in reverse. They thought that they were being clever. They thought that they were being clever behind the scenes. Nah. But y'all were being stupid behind the scenes. Because you ain't put no fear in nobody's heart. You were trying to bind somebody to some stuff that didn't even have nothing to do with them. But they knew who they were. Their appearance, their self-awareness, it never changed. They worked in silence. Wasn't nobody scared to do what they had to do. They just did it out of the sight of you because they knew how you were coming. with y'all stupid asses. Solar plexus, energy, willpower, success. They thought by sending all of this fake stuff out to these people that they would have success behind the scenes. They thought that they could bend your will behind the scenes to stop you from working. Mind you, all these cards are coming out upside down. So they did all of this in secret. You ain't do nothing in nobody's face, in nobody's vicinity. Yes, you were in that person's energy, but you didn't do it to their face. That's what real ones do. You ain't do none of this to the collective's face. Y'all corny. Y'all mad corny. Samuel. Security and protection. Goliath, I keep saying it. Goliath looked David over and saw that he was more than a little boy. The fact that they played on your intelligence was your security and your protection. The fact that they played on your top was your security and your protection. Keep underestimating people and watch them embarrass your ass every single time. They underestimated you. You were safe from all of this. Trying to alter your character, trying to make people see you in another way so they can get some type of success, trying to stop you because somebody possibly loved you and they wanted you chained to a negative identity. But the fact that they underestimated you was your saving grace. They didn't know how much willpower you had because that was actually hidden. And they thought they were smarter than you. Dummies. What's audio and video? Trying to make you homeless strategically. That was the plan. That was the plan. But guess what? I already told you there's proof out on them. So they will be homeless by their own strategic movements. Because they kept doing something over and over and over and over again. These people are going to be homeless based on their own strategic movements. So smart, you stupid. Because you didn't know how to love somebody. You didn't know how to be cool. You thought you were going to get some type of success off of trying to scare somebody out of their work and out of their calling. But you didn't know that they were divinely protected from anything that y'all were doing. All this conspiracy theory shit and all of that, trying to get somebody in trouble with the law and make them have to run and stuff like that. You strategically set up your own demise. You strategically set up your own demise. Because the collective was protected. The collective was protected because what you saw isn't what they are. Clock it. I love that. I love it. I love it. People will see an angel or a fairy not knowing they got a beast inside. Yeah, keep playing on their top. Keep playing on their top. And watch that ass get ate up. Fourth house. Holy Trinity. 333. Your appearance, your protection, and your willpower. How secure you were in yourself. Your appearance, your security in who you are, and your willpower is what these people did not know about. This community, this foundation, those who supported them in doing this, whoever this mother was, they felt like, Cancer, I feel, they felt like they could take that from you. No, baby. You don't understand. You can't take my security and my protection. You can't stop the collective from being who they are. But you thought you could. You thought you was smarter than them. Smarts ain't always books. It could also be the way you move, your intuition, your discernment, the energies you feel. Because not everybody is able to do that. You can easily be smarter than somebody when you use those gifts for good. And I emphasis on for good. Because when you use those gifts for bad, you end up like these fools about to get a RICO. Having to be refugees and run. Because there's proof on what they did. And there's so much proof. To where people are now seeing who they are. What's bicentennial man? If you're healing, cool. However, that way, in reverse. They didn't want to heal. They did not want to heal. They didn't want to understand. They didn't want to understand that you are who you are and that's who you are. Therefore, they had to come up against the parts of you that they could not see, and now their asses is out in the cold. They about to be homeless. They about to lose stuff. They're losing their support systems. They're losing money. They're losing their foundations. They're scared to go out and work. There's a RICO on their ass. People know exactly how they were moving because they thought they were so smart. They stupid. This was a stupid idea. Why couldn't you just let the collective be loved? Or let the collective love whoever they wanted? Why was that any... First of all, Karmic, why was that any of your damn business? Why was that any of your business? What did any of this have to do with you? This is what happened when people ain't got no lives, when they're jealous and they're envious and they see you going on minding your business. Once they hated you because she loved you. Greed. Greed in reverse. Generosity and temperance. They didn't want nobody to give to you and be balanced. They didn't want nobody to give to you because you were harmonious. They didn't want nobody to give to you because you were everything that they were not. Security and protection. They didn't want nobody to give to you because you were secure and protected from all evil that they were trying to put on you. These people have probably been trying to do this for years. Because a RICO takes time. Carousel, they've been trying to do this over and over and over and over and over again. And you still remained who you are. They did not want anybody to give to you. They wanted your security and protection to be gone so they could put something on you and get you out of there and chain you to something. Not with love, but out of greed, jealousy, and envy. What's carousel? Trophy. You win. You wasn't going back and forth with these people. They didn't know how strong you were. It was hidden from them. Your energy, your willpower, success, trophy. They didn't know. They had no idea. They thought they knew. So smart with your stupid asses. They thought they knew. They wanted you out so bad. Because they could not be you. They could not stand in your light. These are people that can't be themselves. They can't be their first house. They have to appear to be something else. They're not aware of self. There's no self-awareness. They're influenced by everything on the outside. They're influenced by their environment. They need to present themselves a certain way. They need people to see them a certain way. And this has been going on forever. I am this. I am that. You don't even know who you are. Shut up. I let the world decide for me. Tower. He, she took the bait. If that isn't a chef's kiss. I let the world decide for me. they hated you because she loved you. So I let everybody make a decision for me. You took the bait. They took the bait. So it's really giving me, you were not the one they set up. They set up the person that loved you. This ended them. This did not end you. So they were set up by their own network of people to try and do something to you because you were comfortable in your skin, and they end up getting caught up. They would not heal. They have no security or protection. They probably got RICO charges. They did not understand how strong you were. They did not see your willpower and energy. They are not successful at anything they thought they would be, and now they can't even do what they got to do. They can't come outside and work or anything because they were greedy. They were trying to get somebody put out. They thought they were smarter than you, and they couldn't move in love. David was not an ordinary little boy. Bicentennial Man was not an ordinary robot. And they played on that. They played on that, trying to get in your ear. That's what it's giving me. Try to get in your ear and trying to make you see something else. And they got a bunch of people to help them do it. They got a bunch of people to help them do it. All because you love somebody that was not like them. And you were strong enough to be yourself. So you got caught up in a trap because people around you did not like that you were fond of somebody that has the gall to be themselves. Meanwhile, everybody else is pretending. They got you. They got you, bruh, and or sis. They got you. They got you, Karmic One. Meanwhile, the rest of us, the collective, we straight. Self-awareness, self-understanding, self-preservation is always going to be security and protection. But you won't know that until you go inside.